Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamshachanu Ramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Bande Jagadguru. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Our salutations to Bhagavan Sri Krishna, who is the son of Vasudeva and the destroyer of the demons, Kamsa and Chanura, the darling dear Yasoda, and the Guru of the world, and the loving soul of each heart. Oh, peace, peace, peace. So we are now, today we'll read the chapter 14th of the book 1. And we have what we read the other day. This that says that the blind king, Dhritarashtra, was advised by Vidura, his brother, that you are blindfold and you are staying in the kingdom so long, not to the proper means, but by the wrong ways you are ruling. And now your kingdom also been in the war. You have been defeated, your side is defeated. So we are staying in the kingdom of Yudhishthira or Arjuna in their group. No? You should not stay anymore if you have dignity. You should abandon this and go and give up your body in Himalayas. Though they are kings, they have the values of life. So his brother Vidura, a very wise person, he came and advised him, and then they departed. And where did they go? No one knows. When Yudhishthira, he came back and he tried to find out where is Dhritarashtra gone? Where is Vidura? And the Suta then, who was the narrator, who was the Sanjaya, he said he was very emotionally choked and he thought what to say. He was silent sometimes and then he said that they have left. And that time, then thinking this, he wanted to search. He wanted to find out where they go. I will bring them back. Did I do anything wrong to honor my father like uncle, which I not give proper respect? Because Yudhishthira is a very righteous person. He is the last person to throw away his uncle, who is though unauthorized or authorized is not the question, and created so much love for his own son Duryodhana and others. He thought that no, I should go and search. That time, this advice came from this Yudhishthira when he started searching for here, and Narada appeared, the rishi Narada. And Narada appeared and said that he gave the advice. Narada, so you should not give for anyone, it is Atman, Brahman, all these advice. And ultimately he said that they are going in their own journey. They have left this kingdom. They have gone to the southern part of Himalayas, and then they are thinking of. He's trying to meditate there and give up their body in deep. They could give up their body when they wanted. So they have gone to the Ganga in a particular spot, walked in the Himalayas. And there's in a place which is called Sapta Srotas, a spot where Mother Ganga has divided into 7 divisions. So it's a holy place. To that spot, they went there, a spot where the Ganga divides herself in 7 streams, to please the 7 rishis, Sapta Rishis. In the Naren was one of them, Sapta Rishi. And they took baths there in the holy river, perform all the rites and rituals, and that you can offer for your oblation for your parents and your forefathers who have passed away. So all these rites and rituals they performed, and abandoning all earthly attachment, and they not thinking of wealth, family, friends, or money or anything. Dhritarashtra now is very peaceful now because he has cut up all the attachment for and whom to attach now. All the sons, all his own people are dead, no? So only wife and he is alive. So having established himself, Narada is describing this story that don't, O Yudhishthir, don't go to search and find them and bring them back. They have finished their life's duty and now they're engaged in giving up the body, thinking about God and free from detachment, free from attachment, not detachment. And he having established himself in a settled state by controlling the pranas and six senses. He has risen above the gunas or prakriti by the practice of devotion to Hari. So see, war goes, these, those, but ultimately spiritually how much they elevated. So they have given up everything and they are doing their last journey to the infinite, thinking of the Lord, they will go absorb in God. So don't go and search for them. Let them move on their life. And there he is identifying himself and the intellectual self, resolving the same into Kshetraga, Panchakosa. First, he is identifying oneself and the intellectual self, and the buddhi, and then resolving into the Kshetraga, the witness consciousness, and then resolving to Brahman. And there they, like a pot sky in the universal sky, is now sitting motionless, like a pillar with the natural tendencies of the mind overcome. So he's perfectly peaceful. He has withdrawn the mind from the physical to the intellectual, to the ego, and behind that Brahman. So he's withdrawn the mind from the external. So he is in now deep practice in the samadhi practice. No? So don't disturb him. So do not go there and cause any disturbance to him who has abandoned all duties and actions. So within 5 days from now, he will be abandoning his body. Who? Dhritarashtra, the king, blind king, the father of who? Duryodhana and their 100 children. Dussasana, Duryodhana, Dussasana, and what is the name? All bad names because of their characters. No?
Dushala, only daughter.
Dussasana means who cannot be shasan, control, arrogant. He like that. So there are all these brothers, the sons are gone, the war is over. So he has finished his job and now he is now putting himself into the fire. With the 5 days, he will now give up his body. How lucky yogis, they decide that I will give up the body within few days and they can give up. I mean, they are highly spiritual people. In the fire of yogic power. His wife then, her husband goes away, the Indian tradition. The wife also follows the path. My life's duty is done. But I will also follow the path of that spiritual unity. So he also entered into that yogic state. With this yogic fire, which her husband's body along consuming with that, would follow him by entering into that fire. So the blind queen, not blind, we used to always tie him because husband, in the honor of husband was blind. So she used to cover the cloth as if she is blind. It's a great idea to follow the husband and wife relationship also. Now, and this happened with the king Dhritarashtra and the wife. Now, what happened to Vidura, his younger brother, who were very wise person? He said, Vidura then, seeing all this, that both of them have left the body, overcome both by sorrow and joy. Sorrow, why? Because he's the brother and brother's wife, they are dead. Joy, because you attain the spiritual goal. Human life, end of spiritual life, is to realize that supreme and tune yourself into the higher consciousness. So he did that successfully. So Vidura was very happy. And then what he did? Then saying that much, he would go out of the broad world as a pilgrimage. So Vidura then went around walking and preaching the message of Krishna, Hari, and went on a pilgrimage with different holy places.
This is very interesting to see that Dhritarashtra lived unrighteous life all throughout. At the end also, like Girish Ghosh even came in contact of an avatara. He also didn't come to Krishna and didn't accept him. But still, how come living unrighteous life throughout?
Yeah,
he can
they have their
realize
karma.
God?
They have their karma, so many good karmas, that's why they enjoy it like that. And as karma is finished, and previous sadhana, good sadhana was there, many people do good sadhana. Suddenly they fall for temptation and other things. So these kings are very highly evolved spiritual people before. But with the wish that I will enjoy something like that, one life, last life, or whatever. Because of that, when that work is over, it like spring comes out, what is there, inner samskar. So these are also, Krishna will come and they will leave and they will do that. These are all predestined by their karma. Not Yudhishthira, it is the story, not for all. So saying so, Narada, then after giving the advice, then Narada, who appeared suddenly before Yudhishthira, he now left. Now, today is the 14th chapter, next chapter. This is the big background. Now, as this thing happened, Suta said on page 61 of this book, chapter 14, verse 1. About this time, the king Dharmaputra had sent his brother Arjuna. Dharmaputra is who? Always say, remember when he called Dharmaputra, Yudhishthira, Pandava head. So he's the elder brother. So Dharmaputra, he sent his brother Arjuna. To whom? To Dwarka, where Krishna went back. We had the other time. Krishna went back to his own kingdom. That is in Dwarka, Gujarat. To get news about Krishna. He said, how is nowadays so much communication. Those days you have to go by horse ride or something, speedy horse to reach there and then come back with some information. So get news about Krishna and the doings of the personage of holy fame, how he is doing. Even after several months, he did not find Arjuna returning. He sent his brother go and inquire about Bhagavan Krishna, what he is doing in his kingdom in Gujarat, Dwarka. Huh? But he went, but he didn't come back. So he did not come back even after several months. He did not find Arjuna returning. And what was worse, fear evoking omens, foreboding some evil also began to occur. That is, some signs of something bad. There are some symptoms. People have prejudice, you can say. The left eyelid is jumping. This is not a good sign. Something bad is coming. The right is doing. Some people realize it is good. Something good is coming. So some symptoms, bad symptoms, are being seen here and there. And Arjuna didn't come back. What happened? Why it is taking so many months to get to Dwarka and come back? So he was worried, indicating bad times as it were. Seasons cease to show their wanted features. And these are all symptoms. Oh, it should be a hot summer. Now it is becoming ice cold like us. Huh? Now this it's not a good sign, naturally. Eh? It is out of the nature's natural rules, as it were. So indicating bad times, as it were, seasons cease to show their wanted features. Lives of men came to become more and more sinful. People are becoming liars and cheating, becoming dominated by the anger, greed, and untruthfulness. They become deceitful in transactions and faithless in relationship. Mutual quarrels between parents, friends, brothers, marriage couple were becoming the order of the day. So always this fight and confusion, and this is become a part of life. As is now modern society is what you can match this type of society has come back. No one trusts each other. This relationship is breaking. People are not being truthful, not doing their duties, responsibility. Like that, the mess in the society. Seeing these and other very adverse omens, besides the general degeneration of human character, the king Yudhishthira then spoke to his brother Bhima. He asked his another brother. No, there are five brothers. Elder brother is Yudhishthira. Arjuna he has sent to get information about Krishna, who is the king in Dwarka. But he's not coming back. Several months passed, 6, 7 months passed. And then he's asking the Bhima, the most powerful warrior. Yudhishthira said, 6 months. We have sent Arjuna to Dwarka to give him an opportunity to renew his friendship with his numerous associates there, and also to get us all information about the doings of the most holy one, Sri Krishna. O Bhimashena, it is now 7 months, Baba, 6 months, 7 months, since your brother Arjuna has gone. I do not know why he has not yet returned. Could it be that the time indicated by sage Narada has already come? The time when all powerful Lord desires to lay aside his body assumed for his sportive manifestation. His question came. He's telling his brother, why it is 7 months past and no news from Krishna? And Arjuna didn't come back. Is it that he has died? That means Krishna thought that my earthly work duties are done. So let me give up my body. Did he do like that? For that he gets stuck there. 9. It is due to his grace that we have come to possess all that we have. Our kingdom, wealth, wives, our lives, our clansmen, our victory, never ever enemy forces and our subjects. So whatever in our life we got is because by the grace of Krishna, Bhagavan Krishna. He was always protecting us. So because of what he got, so we are worried what happened to him. So has he closed his chapter of display of his art? Meaning that is he going to, did he give up his body or what? So, and Arjuna may be grief stricken, that's why he is not coming back. Just type of this type of thinking. See these terrific omens, physical, psychical, and spiritual, which indicate for certain the confused and fearful situation that is awaiting us. So he got really nervous, thinking that it is not a good time. I see the omens, bad omens everywhere around, and people are becoming unrighteous, untruthful. What is happening? Why? 6 and 7 months, so much change. Suddenly it started happening. So he asked the Bhima, brother Bhima, this question. And he continues, verse number 11. I experienced frequent tremblings on my left thigh. See, this is the bad omens. Experienced frequent trembling of my left thigh, left hand. That's the woman. Every country has some signs of women, no? It's a bad signs. What is bad sign in this country?
No, they actually say like that because the nervous system is there, right? So,
I am not to explanation. I say, what is the other things is America?
Black cat.
Huh?
Black cat.
yeah.
Black cat.
What cat?
If you see a black cat. A
Black cat. Oh, you see a black
You
cat.
see a black cat.
Yeah.
Ah, we also in India, when someone is driving, a cat crosses the road, the car will have to stop. There is the risk of accident, something is going. All big drivers, they will stop, they will crisscross something, wait in the car, crisscross on the dashboard or somewhere, just cart, take some name of the Lord, the cat crosses, and then they will start. So this maybe it happened before also to somebody. So they do.
No, but this one it has the physical thing and the cat crossing are two different things because they say like that this kind of vibration is happening means your nervous system is somehow already affected.
Mm.
So you are anxious or your mind is not stable.
Mm.
So that's why there is a very good chance that you may mix up or something. So that's why they say that be careful. Something
Oh.
is wrong.
That's a scientific explanation.
Yeah.
That means these signs are coming because your nervous system is weak. Normal strong nerves, people have strong nerves, they don't feel like that. But when it is trembling and this and that, something wrong is going on. So be careful. Now you may not focus on your driving, or you may say something which may be not proper. So be careful. That's a good idea. Good explanation. Then he says that my left thigh and eye and hand are trembling. I experience palpitation in my heart. That happens now. Heartbeat. Suddenly you see nothing has happened, but you are worried and full of anxiety. The heartbeat starts. So it is not a good sign. Those pretend misfortune about to overtake me very soon. See how this female jackal is howling at the rising sun. Jackals should not howl when the sun is rising. That's a good time. Birds should chirping. Howls at jackling is a bad sign. Vomiting fire at the form of the mouth. And they're vomiting fire. Also see this dog glaring fearlessly at me. It's a dog. Dog is looking fearlessly like me.
Because those cats, dogs, they can feel some danger.
Sensitive,
Yeah.
sensitive, very sensitive. So the dog glaring fearlessly at me and continuously barking at me. See this, how it happened, God knows that. Yudhishthira is standing and he's seeing that the dogs are looking at me, barking at me. What is happening everywhere? But in nervousness. Mostly we become nervous and we really, that time things, even something happens which you did not notice before. That time you will notice and think, oh, why it is happening? Why it is happening? Yeah. Superior animals like cows go round me anti-clockwise.
Oh my God.
In early days, those are the signs of superstition. The cow should go clockwise, but the cows are running anti-clockwise. And go around me anti-clockwise, the prohibited way. While inferior ones like asses take the clockwise courses considered proper for circumambulation. This kapota, the black doe, is a messenger of death. And the certain birds is not a good sign to see, no? So he says this kapota, the black doe, is a messenger of death. The owl and its enemy, the crow, are continuously screeching without stop, as if to announce the doom of the world. That means all the birds and nature animals and natural things are not in a not very normal mood. It is going little frightening situation. The quarters look barricaded by wall of smoke. These quarters, All the 10, how many quarters? One, east, west, north, south, and quarters.
10.
10 quarters. So, east, west, north, south, there were northeast, and in between, up and down. Do you know? 10 quarters?
10 directions.
10 directions. 10 directions. So all the 10 directions, the quarters look barricaded by wall of smoke. Everywhere I find as if it's smoky. You cannot see anything clearly. The earth which is mountain quakes. Oh, it is quaking. That means
That's really bad, actually.
very bad. Also, terrific thunder and lightning are occurring in the clouds, in the sky. At a time, all these things are happening. Naturally, it is a bad time.
Yeah.
Yeah, our East Coast now in our Ridgely manner, where our Gita Prana and Suddhatma Prana is there from us. So there they have so much storm, so much blizzard, snow, and the trees are so loaded with snow that the trees cannot bear anymore, and they all are falling down here and there. And some fell on the electric line, so electric line is gone. Some falling on the house is getting damaged. So it's a bad omen, is it not that like? I know, and I heard that 67% of the people are not having light or supply of energy. So it's very difficult time. So naturally you will say, what is happening? And it's an unusual thing, no? Fierce winds are blowing certain columns of dust, darkening the neighborhood, while clouds are raining blood-colored fluid everywhere. It is not rainwater, the blood color and a dark rain and a dirty rain. 17. See how the sun has become dim. Sun should be bright, but sun has become dim. How planets seem to be fighting among themselves in the skies. The planets are fighting. They should go in their orbit. Planets should rotate in their orbit. They started fighting. Rivers and lakes are disturbed and turbid. Rivers and lakes, there are cross flow is going on. All have lost their naturalness. That's the point. Rivers and lakes are disturbed and turbid. The fire is not burning bright, even when ghee is poured on it. When you put ghee, we put ghee in the home of fire tank, the flame comes up, no? But you are putting ghee and it is not coming out. That means something is wrong. I do not know what evil time this portend. The calves are not sucking at their mother's udder, nor are the cows yielding them any milk. The cows have a vacant look with tears flowing down their eyes, while bulls are found restless in their pens. The images of the gods are weeping, sweating, and trembling. All these habitations, villages, towns, mines, gardens, settlements of ascetics are seen stripped of their joyous and prosperous look. So everywhere, every person, animal, human, everywhere, all are unnaturally disturbed. And I deem what great tragedy is going to overtake us, I do not understand. I don't know what is going to come now. I deem from these evil portents that the earth, now deprived of its former glory, has ceased to be trodden by Bhagavan Sri Krishna's feet, which bear the unique and auspicious foot lines possessed by no other individuals. That means, I think these are all apprehension of Dhritarashtra, right? Yudhishthira, elder brother. That means these omens are happening because the Lord of the universe, who was alive in the world, Bhagavan Krishna, walked on the ground, everything was in order, truthfulness is established, righteousness is established by war and killing the demons. Now he is going up So he's now leaving the body. Probably he has left his body. That's why all these bad things are happening. All the counter forces are taking their own previous uh, previous situations. No.
So the death of Krishna Koli Yuga started.
Ah.
Koli, because his life is like a transition.
So what is the use of his coming then? He came to destroy all evil. And as soon as he goes out and again Koli comes, then he should not die. Anyhow, so that is the situation actually. So now Arjuna's return in utter distress. Now he's saying this 22nd verse onward. He was telling Bhima, what is happening? You go to search for Arjuna. He was going to say. But by that time, oh Holy One, while Yudhishthira, okay, who is saying? Suta, the narrator, is saying, oh Holy One, while Yudhishthira was thinking about these evil omens with troubled mind, there arrived Arjuna came back, no? Back from his visit to the city of the Yodus. That means back from the kingdom of Krishna. Gujarat, in Gujarat,
Prabhas.
Prabhas. No, first coming, he is coming from kingdom.
Hastinapur.
Hastinapur. So now, as he fell at the king Yudhishthira's feet in salutation, the latter found him a different man from what he has before. He saw Arjuna, a powerful boy all the time, supported by Krishna. That's why. But he saw he was grip stricken. A different man. Arjuna is not that powerful man. So he saw a person who is grief stricken, crestfallen, weeping, and abjectly faded, with his heart trembling at the sight of his brother in his tragic mood, and remembering the words of warning uttered by Narada earlier. The kind Yudhishthira spoke to Arjuna as follows. He saw Arjuna and seeing that Arjuna is not the same powerful, smiling, cheerful, powerful warrior, Arjuna. He's little down, looking at him. Then Yudhishthira started speaking to him. What he spoke? Said, in Dwarka, situated in the land of Anartha. Anartha are all our allies, the Jadavas, consisting of the clans of Madhus, Bhojas, Dasarhas, Sattikas, Andakas. These are different groups of, these are small kingdoms who are supporter of Krishna, followers of Krishna and righteousness. So he's asking about how is our Krishna Dwarka, which is inhabited by Krishna and other clans of groups of people, good people who lived with Krishna. They are the Madhu family of the Madhus, the family of the Bhojas, the family of the Dasarsas, Sattatas, you don't know much, Andhakas, etc. Living in happiness and prosperity. That is the first question Yudhishthira put to his brother, Arjuna. Is Sura, my wishful maternal grandfather, happy? Is my uncle Vasudeva, which is several brothers, doing well? Mani Krishna's father, Vasudeva, and his family members, all are keeping well. Are his 7 wives, including Devaki, who are sisters, doing well along with their sons and daughter-in-laws? Is King Ugrasena, who fathered the evil Kamsa, as also his brother alive? He is asking about who is there, so many kings were there, are they alive, how they are keeping all this in. So don't question too many here, because these are all the stories you have to know reading the Mahabharata. who is who, what is what. The King Ugrasena, who fathered the evil Kamsa, Mane Kamsa's father is Ugrasena, as also his brother. They are alive still now. Are not all the cousins of Krishna, like Hridika, etc., Akrura, Jayanto, is it doing well? I hope Shatrujit and Balaram, Shatrujit and Balaram, the most venerable leader of the Jodhus, are living in peace and prosperity. Who is Balaram? Sri Krishna's elder brother. That means their family member. So he is inquiring about everyone who are connected with Krishna and Krishna's family. Are they doing well? Are they peaceful? Are they in prosperity? Are not the greatest of car warrior Pradyumna Aniruddha, noted for his quick movements in battle, both doing well? Susena, Jambavati's son, so etc., are not all of them living happily? So also the Lord's followers like Suttodeva, Uddhava, and other Jadavas, supported by the might Krishna's and Rama's arms, must necessarily find everything conducive to well-being. Bound to us by ties of love, do they all think of us? They are all our allies in the war. They helped us in conquering this battle of war. Are they all keeping well? They are all in good health? I hope Lord Krishna, the great lover of the devotees and holy men, is living happily at Dwarka and is surrounded by his friends and relatives. He, the original being, has appeared along with Balaram in this vast ocean of the Jodhus race for securing the protection and good of the whole world. So Bhagavan Krishna and his elder brother Balarama, they have come down from the eternal abode and took a birth in this world. Why? To do good to the world, or bring back prosperity and balance in the world. Hope they are keeping well. Protected by the might of his arms, the Jadavas live happily in Dwarka, receiving the respect and regard of all people as the followers of Mahavishnu doing the transcendental region of Vaikuntha. Mahavishnu is the Lord Vishnu. He lives in the transcendental region in the heaven. As Vishnu lives there, similarly, we hope the Balaram, Krishna, and all them are they living here peacefully, joyfully. By virtue of their service of the feet of Krishna as their chief activity, the 16,000 and more wives of his, headed by Satyabhama, have been able to defeat Indra and secure from his heaven such rare objects of enjoyment like Parijato, which only Sochi, the wife of Indra and queen of heaven, could have. That means he's talking about by virtue of Krishna's power, that the Krishna and his wives are all living well, because it is believed that he has so many, how many?
16,000.
16,000 wives. The number is so big. How so many wives? People will think Krishna is a bad guy. Is it not? But the point is to understand, there's so many in the war, he fought against these unrighteous kings, and they used to take away the wives and other by their own evil force and torture them and keep them in there. When those kings were dead, these wives of the kings who have been defeated, they used to take refuge in Sri Krishna and said, "Give us shelter." It is giving a shelter, protection, and so that's why they all were in safety and security in Dwarka, in his kingdom. So they are talking about that. The heroes of the Jadava race depending on the might of Krishna's army, have become fearless of anything and have brought under their control the hall of audience called Sudharma, fit for Indra's house. He is not Krishna of such transcendent greatness, living happily in the. That means, like all the in the transcendental realm, in the Vaikuntha, eh, as we call Ramakrishna Loka, Krishna Loka, na? Divine plane, as there is always peace and joy. So Krishna and Balaram who are living, and their family members and their uh, wives and others who they give protection are all of them keeping well. The silly question one. One question. Everything is okay, okay, okay. Oh dear one, are you not yourself doing well? Hey, Arjuna. Arjuna, are you not yourself doing well? How is it that I find you bereft of your usual sprightliness and self-confidence? As you have lost your confidence, you have no power more anymore. So are you keeping well? Has such a long stay at Dwarka led to any coolness in their cordiality to you or to any positive insult? Did you went there and they didn't receive you with honor and respect? That's why are you so sad? Why are you not courageous? Why are you not powerful? You are not normally by that. Or have you been slashed by anybody with words that are unkind or rude? Or have you met with disappointment in granting favors to your dependents as promised by your earlier generations, generating great expectation in them? Did you give some words to somebody and you could not comply with them, and that feeling of failure is bothering you? Why are you so unhappy? That's the point. Or have you, who are accustomed to afford protection to refugees failed to protect a Brahmana, a child, a cow, an old man, a sick man, a woman, or any other kind of person who sought asylum with you? Did you fail that someone wanted protection from you? Huh? You are a king, so you should give protection. But you fail to give that. Why are you sorry? Because I see your face, that brightness is gone. There may be few reasons like that. Yeah? Maybe someone insulted you, maybe someone has said you some other words, or you are a courageous person, you feel I have not done my duties properly, I failed, huh? Or something wrong. Which area this wrong thing has happened? Or have you, who are accustomed to afford protection, failed to that, to give any protection to a Brahman or a child in difficulty or a woman in difficulty, an animal like cow is in difficulty? You always protect them. Have you failed your to perform your duty for any reason? Or have you consorted with any prohibited woman? Or even if she has not prohibited, done so without giving proper reward to her? Or have you met with defeat on the way from equals or inferiors? So when you are coming, someone attacked you who is of inferior quality, and you could not battle with him. Did it happen so that you are sorrow, that you have lost that courage? Or did you happen to take food without feeding old men, children, or others whom you are in duty bound to feed? You are a king, you should not eat first. That is the Indian tradition. First feed others, and lest you will eat. Did you do that? Did you fail to perform that duty? That you accumulated your food, you are going to eat, and someone hungry without giving food to him, you are eating yourself. These values have been proved. These are the books, so at least spiritual values give up. That's a very high level. But the moral value, the ideal in the society, how one person should behave, these are great instances. But a very small thing. Have you given your food to others before eating yourself? Have you left some hungry person and you are enjoying your meal? So these are the higher virtue. You are a king, kingly duty. You are not ordinary person. Ordinary person may sometimes fail, but you should not. Did you do such things? That is bothering you? Or am I to understand that a great vacancy has been created in your life by the absence of Sri Krishna, who has been your bosom friend and the most trusted and venerable elders? That means, have you lost Krishna? Ultimately, all these other things are saying. Last important thing, is it because of loss of Krishna that you are feeling so bad? I cannot think of any other explanation for the terribly depressed condition in which I find you, I and you. No? I don't find any other reason. So these are the questions. How are you? Why are you? Why are you so sad? Why you are not lively? And because of this, because of that, did anybody insult you? Did anybody did that? How many possible questions? Or. So many verses. Now, these are the all questions, and Yudhishthira is eager to know the reason why Arjuna is so weak or so full of pathos, why he is not bright and self-dependent and self-reliant person like before. Here ends the chapter 14 chapter. We have 15 minutes time, so no question. Huh?
What is his answer?
Answer, now we will have to go. This is the book.
So many questions.
Yeah, so many. And he may go on responding, it will be also long. So let us start that chapter. 15 minutes time is there. So let us start the next chapter, 15th chapter. So Yudhishthira put all these questions to Arjuna, his younger brother, who went to Dwarka to see Krishna and to know how they are doing and how everyone is okay, and to just a courteous visit because they are friends together, Krishna and Arjuna. So Arjuna went and came back with a black face. Now, Krishna's ascent and after. Chapter 15, page 65, verse number 1. So Suta is again the narrator. The narrator, after this, he is narrating this happening, now this. So what he says, being thus piled with many alternative questions, piled up, so many questions, by whom? By King Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira put these questions, who was full of evil forebodings at the sight of his emaciated and depressed Arjuna. The friend of Krishna was not for some time able to say anything in reply. The third party respondent is saying that Arjuna came and he put so many piled up questions, but this Arjuna was not able to respond anything quickly. He became a little dumbfounded as it were. No? Was not for some time able to say anything in reply, as he was in the throes of suffering caused by separation from Krishna. It can be understood as if he is suffering that Krishna has left, probably. That is the reason. He was consequently dejected, depressed, deprived of all his strength. His strength was Krishna. It seems that Krishna is gone. That's why he is feeling that he is so depressed, deprived, and our strength is gone. Mental and physical strength. Mental strength also gone, and physical strength also he has lost, as it were. He only stood silent, his mind engrossed in his Lord. He was thinking of Krishna. He stood silent and do not know what to respond. It took some time. Third verse. He then restrained the tears of his eyes. Arjuna is such a warrior. Tears in his eyes is an emotional thing. He is not made of that type of weak personality that they will, like us, will cry. Any problem comes, we start crying before. That's a psychologically, those are not strong. Swami Vivekananda. He used to cry, but no one would see his cry. His cry was for the good of humanity. But in our tradition also, cry, okay, you cry, don't show it. Check it. Check it so that your strength will be much deeper. And emotions checked will give you higher spirituality, higher nervous strength. So he then restrained his tears in his eyes and wiped away the drops dripping down. His mind was ridden with grief caused by his love for his departed friend. Now you understand? Krishna left the body. That's why his mind was fully grief-stricken. Revolving in his mind over Krishna's various acts of love, like agreeing to be in the charioteer, and over his compassionate love and friendliness, Arjuna began to speak as follows to his brother, the king, with tears again flowing and voice trembling. So he now is responding to Yudhishthira, this response. But see, his condition is totally emotionally choked. He's lost his all strength because his friend who agreed, Bhagavan himself, agreed to be the charioteer of his chariot in the war, no? And constant companion, constant giving support and service. No? Arjuna said, O great king, I have been betrayed by Hari, whom I took to be a friend. He has deprived me of my prowess, which was once the wonder of even the devas. He gave me the power. He took away that power. Because of that power, even the gods used to fear me. Indra is the god of gods. He was frightened with Arjuna's strength and prowess. But who gave it that power? Understand, Krishna gave and Krishna took away. So this is the point in life also, very important point. We hear this type of statement in our Swamis, great Swamis. Swami Shraddhananda, he's called the sage of Sacramento. People, the devotees of that area, they call, he's the sage of Sacramento. And he used to say, one time he came over here, he used to come on vacation and here stay with us. And we used to get the holy company, sadhu, like that. Last we had it recently. So one day he wanted to give a talk here. And he will be thinking of a song which he sang 100 times, 200 times, all through the life. Very inspirational song. But he forgot the lines. So he asked me to find out some music book which we have. Try to find where. But that song was little, maybe in some other edition, not in these books. And he tried whole days. He's such a man of brilliance, memory and everything. The whole day he tried and failed. And said, ultimately, can you find out? And when I went to bring him to the podium here. And he, totally frustrated, he said, no, Ramakrishna today taught me that you have no power. All power belongs to you. You cannot remember one word which you have 100, 200 times sang. It was the most favorite song. And you could not remember, tried whole day. As if he's telling me The God taught me this lesson. You are not a speaker. You are nothing. I give you power that you do. See that understanding. Here Arjuna is saying, Arjuna is powerful. All the gods become jealous about his powers, but it is because of Krishna. Now he has left. My power is also taken away. My self-confidence has gone. My everything I have lost. Just as a body, be it of a dear or near one, becomes an abject repulsion when life is out of it. This body, so long speaking this and that is good. When the life breath goes away, what will happen?
No.
This body will remain and it will become, it will be, it is rejectable. You cannot keep this for a long time. Deteriorate, it will smell, it will do, so you cannot keep it anymore. So similarly, God's presence has given the life and energy and everything. Without his presence, this has become. So this world is a very unpleasant place. For me, when it is even for a moment without the presence of the Lord, I don't, physical presence of the Lord. Philosophically, God is everywhere, forget that. But physically, the Lord used to walk with me. I was his friend. And that personality is lost, gone. It was by his favor that I could easily overcome the prows of many kings who had assembled under the influence of passionate love at the assemble from the bridal choice, Swayamvar, held in Draupadi's court, could strike accurately with the bow kept in readiness the target of the mechanically moving fish and secure Draupadi as bride. He said, I was such a powerful person. I went to marry Draupadi. How? Draupadi's father is Janaka, na? Okay. Virat. Anyhow. So there is a trick that one fish will be there in the high top, no? And
Draupadi's father is Drupad.
anyhow, there will be a circle, there is a moving circle. And you will have to not look at that and with the arrow you strike. No. You will have to look at the reflection of that in the water. Water reflection is not like a mirror reflection. You should be so concentrated to look at the reflection and take the arrow like that and hit and strike the eye of the fish. And then that powerful person will be able to marry Draupadi. Drupad's daughter. So many kings came with prowess and concentration. Everyone failed. It is Arjuna who did it. He said, by whose power? I did it by Krishna's power. So that power is gone now. So I am such a person of such strength and ability. That strength and ability all came from Krishna. Now that is gone. It was by his favor that I could enable Agni, the fire god of fire, to consume the whole of Khandava forest. There is big fire, and that was eating away the, like wildfire we get in our Northern California fire. Here it was consuming, but he had the arrow. He could stop. The Agni Devata stop burning. And he did at Khandava forest, overwhelming oppositions of Indra and his following. And as a consequence, getting palace of unique workmanship built by Maya, the divine architect, which became the venue for your Rajasya sacrifice, at which kings without number assembled with tribute for you. So he says, I have conquered the fire and Agni Devata, the god of fire, which was ready to consume the whole of the Khandava forest, whole forest range, overcoming by opposition of the Indra. Indra wanted it, but I went against Indra's power.
Indra was Arjuna's father.
Huh? But Baba, don't confuse anymore. Yes, those are there. I do not know. I'll be in trouble again. So, anyhow, so that also I do. And you did the Rajasuya Jagna. Huh? That that Jagna was sacrifice was done by the kings without number, assembled with tribute to you, and that was also his power. It was by his favor alone that your brother Bhimasena, possessed of 10,000 element powers of strength, was able to destroy the tyrant Jarasandha and release the numerous kings whom he had shut up in the prison to be the victims at a sacrifice, and who on release brought handsome tributes to a Rajasuya sacrifice. So these are stories when the king Jarasandha is a tyrant king. He conquered other small kings and put him in the jail, and they're waiting. He was making a big sacrifice in which they will kill everyone, all the kings together. And here, Arjuna, Bhima, he gave the power, with the power of Krishna, he conquered them all. And killed the Jarasandha, and as a result, this they released these kings who were imprisoned, and they came to adore Yudhishthira, that you are our new king. Like that. He's saying all the power of Bhima, all the power of Arjuna, it is Krishna's power. So he has left. So let us end here. Our so we are ending at verse number what? Verse number 9 of chapter number 15. 1.15.9. 159. So we'll then again be meeting you in our next class, Santi Gita, at 7:30. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu.
Should I do